Earth Hour was held last weekend. This is an annual global event organised by the Worldwide Fund for Nature. Famous landmarks in cities such as Paris, Moscow, Athens, Rome, Berlin and Rio de Janeiro turned off their lights to raise awareness of environmental issues. Recent studies have identified that the UK government is not testing drinking water for a group of toxic man-made chemicals linked to a range of diseases including cancer. Collectively known as PFASs, also known as forever chemicals, are designed to break down in the environment, but their effects on the human body are not yet fully understood. Researchers have discovered 2 new species of screech owls that live in the Amazon and Atlantic forests, both of which are already critically endangered. The scientists determined that the birds belong to different species using a combination of DNA evidence, physical traits, and recordings of the owl's screeches. Welcome to the Prime8 News. Continuing the subject of Earth Hour, we also decided to take part here on Prime8 Island. Unfortunately, this meant that after Peter Platypus had repaired my trusty Prime Pad, we were unable to go on and organise my contacts list when the power was switched off. I've booked him in again in a couple of weeks. Now that Tick is able to travel more, he will be sending back ideas to the Prime8 Gang before presenting his first journal of discovery. This journal will feature footage from certain locations, helping you get ideas of what people are doing to improve their local environment. These will include shops, green spaces, sporting venues, and various places to visit, amongst many other things. As the Prime8 Gang are busy filming the final film clips from their closing sequence of the Birth of Primopolis, it will be down to me to entertain you on this occasion. As such, I would like to talk to you about a hero of mine in the land of humans, namely Sir David Attenborough. One astonishing statistic that I found out quite recently is that by the time Sir David had reached his 50s, the population in the land of humans had doubled in size from when he was born, multiplying their species' impact on the planet. Late in 2020, Sir David produced a witness statement outlining the changes to the environment over his 94-year existence and solutions to the biodiversity crisis he has lived through. At last, Sir David clearly illustrates the devastating impact humanity has had on our planet. Sir David has lived through the initiation of the crisis. When he was a young boy, exploring the extinct species found in quarries in 1937, 66% of the planet was wilderness. This was a world of stability, humanity's Garden of Eden that led to the agricultural revolution and their ability to expand populations and distribution. By the time Sir David filmed his Zoo Quest series in 1954, 64% of the planet was wilderness. To carry on with the theme of wilderness, statistically, this then went on to reduce to 62% in 1960, and then just 55% of the planet in 1978, the year Sir David made the famous Life on Earth series, which looked closely at little gorillas' ancestral cousins, the mountain gorillas. Moving on to 1997, Sir David decided to emphasize the effects of development on the planet with the emotional statement that identified the following. In 2003, a global study concluded that 90% of all large fishes had disappeared from the world's oceans in the past half-century, and corals were being bleached white. only 45% of the planet's wilderness remained, and 70% of the birds on the planet were domestic. We had replaced the wild with the tame, he stated. It is fabulous that we have Prime8 here in Primasia to guide our own progress as we look to work in partnership with the land of humans. Together, if we concentrate on our specified subject areas, we can formulate a plan to reduce the effects from the past and be sure that an educated society can work together to protect our tomorrows. Sir David, we salute you and thank you for your inspiration, and thank you also to the BBC in the land of humans, who have made such fantastic educational programs for our friends there for so many years. Oh, yes. This week's word of interest is biome, a collection of plants and animals that have common characteristics for the environment they exist in. I have been Professor Patrick Prawn with this week's Prime8 News. Now, why on earth does it say Little Gorilla underneath Sam Snake's image on this thing? Oh, the sooner Peter gets back here, the better.